The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Imagine your favorite fairy tale being remixed into something so wild that you can't help but laugh and cringe at the same time.
Weekend 2 delivers even more box office humiliation for Snow White.
Today, we're counting down the top 10 ways Disney butchered the Snow White movie. We're taking a light-hearted look at how this modern reimagining strayed so far from the original classic that it left fans shaking their heads.
The whole thing, Disney should have Batgirled this and if they weren't gonna Batgirl it, then
So, if you're ready for a fun ride through questionable creative choices and over-the-top twists, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's jump into the chaos.
A white script for me? Yes, sir, I do. Oh boy, time to tap into that hardcore Snow White audience.
Number 10. The over-modernized look.
It'd be kind of funny if they made it all real live action and it were just a bunch of little people, you know?
In an attempt to appeal to today's audiences, Disney completely revamped the visual style. The gentle, dreamy palette of the 1937 classic is replaced by a hyper-saturated,
"It won't take long, there's a song to help you set the pace,"
neon-infused aesthetic that screams modern remake. Instead of soft pastels and hand-drawn charm, every frame looks like it was filtered through a high-definition Instagram lens.
Now you wash the dishes, you tidy up the room, you clean the fireplace.
The result is an image that's flashy but feels out of place with the timeless magic we remember. It's like swapping an old-school fairy tale for a trendy pop music video. Cool, maybe, but not what we signed up for.
It's quite interesting. Disney has had a terrible run of it because it's still, as a studio, trying to pump out the sort of material.
Number 9. The altered character dynamics.
All right. But that's the last.
The original Snow White was full of warmth and gentle kindness, with characters that fit perfectly into a classic narrative. In this version, however, everything is turned on its head. Snow White herself is given a makeover that forces her into a role filled with modern snark and attitude, leaving behind the delicate vulnerability that made her endearing.
You'll get it. When we're a team, the house will...
The dwarfs, once quirky and lovable sidekicks, are reimagined as mere comic relief without the heart of their original portrayals. These changes feel forced.
Powers! Look, goldenrod!
Don't do it! Take him away!
And ultimately rob the story of its emotional core.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
I should know what?
Number 8. The forced plot twists.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White.
In an effort to surprise audiences, the film inserts twists that feel more like gimmicks than organic storytelling. Classic narrative beats are upended for the sake of shock value, leading to moments that confuse rather than captivate.
because Disney's Snow White remake, the box office has suffered a 66% drop.
Instead of allowing the story to unfold naturally, these abrupt changes disrupt the flow and leave viewers wondering what the filmmakers were aiming for.
The victim of the sleeping death can be revived only by love's first kiss.
The beloved tale becomes a jumble of ideas, with twists that feel inserted for effect rather than to enhance the original magic.
Biting into a poison apple and waiting for true love's kiss to come save you or put you out of your misery, whichever comes first.
Number 7. The overblown villain.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
The evil queen, once a beautifully sinister character with a subtle air of menace, is now turned into a caricature of evil. Her costume, makeup, and exaggerated mannerisms border on absurdity.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
The performance tries too hard to be menacing, resulting in a villain that is more comical than terrifying. This over-the-top portrayal distracts from the narrative and makes it hard to take her seriously. Instead of embodying the classic archetype of a tragic, doomed character, she comes off as a hyperbolic figure designed solely to grab attention.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Number 6, the musical Misfires.
So while you work.
Disney movies are known for their unforgettable tunes, but this Snow White remake introduces songs that feel awkward and out of place. The original music, filled with sweeping melodies and emotional depth,
And I'm dreaming of
is replaced by modern pop tracks that clash with the film's fairy tale roots. The lyrics try too hard to be catchy, and the orchestrations lack the grandeur of classic Disney scores. Rather than drawing you into an enchanting world, the soundtrack leaves you tapping your foot in confusion, wondering if the music department lost its way.
Like it found where to land.
Number 5, the clunky special effects. Disney has always been at the forefront of animation innovation, but in this film, the effects seem like a misguided blend of old-school charm and overdone CGI.
And as you sweep the floor.
The magical elements that should glisten and glow end up looking awkward, with characters moving in ways that feel stiff and unnatural. Some scenes evoke the charm of hand-drawn animation, while others remind you of a computer game gone haywire. This inconsistent approach to special effects makes the film's visual storytelling feel jarring and detracts from its overall appeal. Number 4, the erased fairy tale magic.
An old hag's cackle.
The original Snow White transported audiences into a world of wonder where every detail, from the enchanted forest to the quaint cottage, sparked imagination. In this remake, however, that magic is all but erased. The film opts for a sanitized, overly literal interpretation that leaves little room for mystery or enchantment. The lush settings and charming details are replaced with a bland, corporate aesthetic that strips away the story's soul. It's a version that feels more like a generic blockbuster than a heartfelt retelling of a timeless classic.
Out my clothes, the black of night.
Number 3, the mixed-up tone. One of the original film's greatest strengths was its ability to balance light-hearted moments with darker, more dramatic themes. In the remake, however, the tone is all over the place. One moment, you're laughing at a quirky scene. The next, you're thrust into a surprisingly grim sequence.
Oh, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big...
This erratic shift makes it hard to settle into the story, leaving the audience disoriented and disconnected. The filmmakers seem unable to decide if they want a fun, uplifting fairy tale or a gritty, modern drama, and the result is a movie that never fully commits to either style.
Snow White is a terrible movie, marred by its fair share of controversies, but the biggest story of all.
Number 2, the disregard for tradition.
With a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that.
Disney's original Snow White is steeped in decades of history and nostalgia, a film that helped define the magic of animation. In this new version, many traditional elements are tossed aside in favor of trendy, modern sensibilities. Classic character designs, period-appropriate costumes, and even the original dialogue have been replaced with updates that feel forced and unnecessary.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. They changed it to magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
This departure from what made the original a timeless classic leaves longtime fans feeling alienated.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
It's as if the film is trying so hard to be current that it forgets the very qualities that made Snow White magical in the first place.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Number 1, the unnecessary reinvention. The biggest way Disney butchered the Snow White movie is by completely reinventing a story that needed no fixing. The original Snow White is a masterpiece, a timeless fairy tale that captured hearts with its simplicity, beauty, and emotional depth. In an era of endless remakes and reboots, sometimes the best choice is to leave a classic as it is.
25 live-action remake of Snow White is simply a massive financial failure.
By updating every element, From character arcs to visual effects, Disney not only lost the essence of what made Snow White iconic, but also created a film that feels like a hollow imitation of its predecessor. This unnecessary reinvention is the ultimate misstep, proving that some stories are best preserved in their original form.
Yeah, anyway, a couple years later, Snow White's mom dies. Dies from what? From being a parent in a Disney movie. Oh, that'll get you.
So there you have it. The top 10 ways Disney butchered the Snow White movie. From an over-modernized look and clunky special effects to a disregard for tradition and an unnecessary reinvention, it's clear that trying too hard to update a classic can sometimes backfire in spectacular ways. What do you think? Which of these mishaps hurt the movie the most? And is there any twist you secretly enjoyed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your opinions and sparking lively discussions. If you enjoyed this countdown, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into movie magic and misfires. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep the magic alive, even if some remakes are best left untouched.